Welcome to 30 Degree Shift, a weekly exploration of absurdity, perception, and the subtle mechanics of being human. I'm William T. Torgerson, and today's essay is called On Receiving a Package. Receiving something in the mail other than items bound for the trash bin is a most delightful thing. I know roughly what time the USPS, UPS, and FedEx drivers rumble down my country driveway to deposit a package in my waiting hands, or, regrettably, drop it on an ant pile at the front of the property. Indeed, the mechanic rattle produced by the boxy vehicles traversing the short road punished by time and a lack of stonework triggers excitement at what gifts might be on the way. Perhaps this connects me to people of the past, before the age of instantaneous instant gratification, and before the invisible forces of our data was unleashed, revealing desires we couldn't have previously imagined. It was different, though, surely. While I see the postwoman every day, Mary Jane Prairie might have seen her rarely. Still, the rumbling sound of their approach was likely similar, and the feeling of excitement surely was. I can't imagine there have been many innovations and excitement in the last couple hundred years. It does seem that I'm better off, though. One of the core tenets of modernity, especially in the West and particularly in the United States, is that more is better. I have more mail, therefore I am better. Does it matter that a good portion of that is junk? Would it be wrong to complain about that part of more? And if we did, what would we say? Does more junk mail dilute the joy of the package I receive? I argue it heightens it. While Mary Jane Prairie knows there is something worth having in her postbox, I, on the other hand, must search every day in hopes of something worthy of the effort. That added toil, the work and frustration and drudgery and anger and uselessness of it all, does that not heighten the joy of receiving a bundle of novelty? Furthermore, junk mail isn't all that bad. One becomes numb to it after a time, much like Mary Jane Prairie grows calluses on the thumb and forefinger of her sewing hand. Often, junk mail can pile up in a corner or atop an underused desk. I argue that is purpose. If nothing else, it forces us to walk to the mailbox each day, and if you were to challenge yourself a bit, you might find further uses. Junk mail is excellent kindling. Envelopes are famously good for a quick calculation, and there are numerous origami patterns for standard number 10 envelopes or 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper with or without glossy finish. However, there are more ways in which my more is superior to Mary Jane Prairie's less. One must wonder if there were less impulsivity in the past or simply less ability to act upon it in a meaningful way. Today, there is practically no limit. Argue what you will about the value of that peccadillo of modernity, it has one amazing benefit. We've gained the ability to surprise ourselves. What a wonder! There are so many ways to purchase something spur of the moment, forget that you've done it, if the act even registered to begin with, and later have your own personal Christmas morning. Tell me, could Mary Jane Prairie have dreamed of being both Santa and the child on his lap? I doubt it, not without a head injury. And that's before we consider whether she could even afford a turbo-orange summerween flamingo floating drink holster for only $7.99 plus tax. For each person to have such power in their hands was unthinkable to the dullards of the past who couldn't even conceive of summerween. Can you imagine having to repair your clothing? Or, God forbid, make them? Perish the thought. No, our clothes are far better as well. We have more clothes, obviously, and as an added benefit, they wear down quickly, allowing us the opportunity to buy even more. We truly live in a wonderful time, filled with unquenchable desire. Throughout history, perhaps all of time, There has never been a better time to want things. If humanity's goal is legacy, consider future archaeologists uncovering our massive fulfillment warehouses and dumps. Many of the items inside will be complete and barely touched by the passage of time, allowing those archaeologists to experience a modicum of what we get when the postwoman arrives. Perhaps someday our pets will be able to order things, or even our appliances. One can only dream of such a perfect world. Now, you magnificent modern being, pour yourself a large glass of alcohol and order a solar-powered self-warming coffee mug, 200 plastic crawfish, a summerween pumpkin bathing suit, and a 50-pack of rechargeable disposable AA batteries. Make that walk to the post box worth it. Thanks for listening to 30 Degree Shift. Join me for weekly releases every Wednesday at 11:11 a.m. at 30degreeshift.com or subscribe on Substack or your favorite podcast app.